see what's shaking.
If you feel like your brain craves pleasure,
Seconds here to share 'em horny. We'll get this thing rocking. Just let me know if you got me coming in loud and clear. I gotta. Just let me know. I'm so freaking. Right on, right on. I see you guys. Hey, good to see y'all, man. I gotta freaking do this on a couple. I'm doing this off the phone because computer's not working, so got a few issues here. Oh, my man, Stone Wolf. Always good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Man, I'm stoked too. I appreciate you. I am super stoked today. I picked up something, picked up a couple things, and I am thundercocked. Dude, French, man. It's been way too long. And every day is better with a stogie. I picked up a couple. I picked a couple instruments, if you will, and I am super looking forward to getting them in the channel. It has been a long time since I've done a live stream, man. Look, the only internet I have available is 25 megs, or I could get locked into the satellite. And unfortunately, I don't have a good view of the northern sky for Starlink, so that's kind of out of the equation. I'm not going to do a 2-year freaking subscription for satellite, and I'm hanging on by a thread that fiber will be in within the next year. I've been told it's going to be a year for the last 2 years, so we'll see. My man Gabe, dude, you're going to love it when you see it tomorrow, man. You're going to love it. It is not loud, but it is so clear. Tony, I was looking at getting some mead because I've been too lazy to make some. I need to make some because it's too expensive. I just need to go ahead and make some. So I need to. I'm gonna send you an email, Tony. I need you to give me that breakdown again. I'll try to find your video, but I'm gonna need some help making some mead. I know it's easy. I've just been lazy. I said I've been lazy, but I've also been, busy as shit in my retirement. So I titled this "I Will Never Quit," right? And obviously, if anybody's a service member, that's part of the Soldier's Creed. It's part of the warrior ethos. But I chose that title because it's not freaking clickbait, right? I'm sick and tired. It's like I'm sure all you guys are sick and tired of freaking clickbait. Goodbye, I quit, blah, 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 just to get some freaking views. Like, I don't care. Let's freaking talk story. Let's share in each other's walks and make each other stronger and better, man, because that's what this channel is all about, right? Fieldcraft, fortitude, and frickin' freedom. And sometimes I get in ruts. Sometimes I have 12 videos uploaded, for 12 weeks. There's been times I've had 3 months of videos uploaded. Right, last week I shot that video on Thursday or Friday for Sunday's release, and I don't have the one for this Sunday, but I'll freaking get it. Why? Because that's how we roll. I'm not gonna freaking quit just because I'm in a lull, just because I'm working 10 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last freaking 8 weeks or whatever. Big projects here, and that'll be a future video on some of the projects that have been going on here. Gabe has been a part of that, and some other good dudes that I call pals. And if you got 2 or 3 good pals in your life, You got a tribe, man. If you got a tribe, you can do anything. You dang Skippy, my man. Uh, Good, fine evening to all you good sirs. There's bunch of. I'm about to start talking like a freaking NCO around here, but it'll probably get me demonetized. Like, I'm just freaking. I'm irritated. And I'm irritated at dudes like me, creators that freaking do dumb shit just to get views and clicks. And it's like you get on freaking Instagram or whatever, and you search for some. I want to search. I want to find a pal. Dude, I can't find a pal because all I get is freaking topless, seemingly topless chicks or whatever. You know, I don't want to see that shit. But yeah, man, dude stuff. Man, it's been like 4 or 5 years since that. What we need is another, whatever it was called, the little Stokerisms, right? That was a fun one. Benning Bushcraft, great to see you, man. Where do you hail from? Where you guys at right now? Let me know in the comments where you guys are at. No telling where Tony's at. He's in a RV up and down the coast. I'm embarrassed using a glider on my stogie, but you know it is what it is. Oregon, yeah, bud. England, right on. West Yorkshire, good stuff. Kentucky, my man Brandon, good stuff. Southern California, awesome. Dude, I have no idea what I forgot either, man. Fort Leavenworth, right on, right on. Twin Arrows, what part of North Carolina? Man, I'm you know, just south of Cherokee County, North Carolina. That's so true about having one lifelong friend, man. A couple people I've been in touch with over the years, and I'm thankful to have a couple. There's no freaking way you're in Winchester. French, I'm gonna kick your ass, man. I just drove through Winchester, up and down. Oh my god, dude! I even went to school there at BSR back when it was running. Illinois, my god, man, I'm sorry. Got some folks from the Ozarks, right on. Oh man, I dropped my ash. That's a crime. That's a crime. Yeah, dude. I'll have to remember that because my daughter's in school up in Pennsylvania, and I go up 81 to get to her in Philly. So I'll hit you up. It'll probably be a year, but if that. But next time I'm going up that way, I'll definitely let you know. Oh man, it has been way too freaking long. Daryl, my God, man, it's been a while. It's good to see your name. Cheers, brother. I really don't have an agenda for this other than fuck the turds. Let's keep rocking. Let's not quit. Let's keep talking story. I just want to engage with you all in the comments. The good word for today is don't you frickin' quit. It'll buff. Whatever you're going through, it's gonna buff. Like life frickin' happens. You know, the other day I was up in North Carolina, as a matter of fact. Winter warfare in the frickin' house, my man. Good to see you, my man. Thank you so much. You're the shit. I need to give you another good plug too. I'm up in North Carolina, and this customer has an issue with a septic tank. It backed up, and so if you've never had to put your hands in somebody else's shit, you're probably not living life right. I mean, I've had to do it when I was in the military. In Estonia, we were using 55-gallon drums that had to be hauled out, and of course in Iraq we've had some full of stuff in 55-gallon drums that had to get burned. But here's this customer, and I got to find the problem with the septic system, and it's pretty crazy. Right on, Tony. Southern Illinois river bottoms, right on. So, I mean, whatever, my wife is going through some stuff with some of her family. My son's making a stake at it here in Georgia with his new business, getting that going. I got a good pal. I don't know if he's still on. Gabe. He's got some life that's happening. Everybody has life that's happening. Like, I don't care what your status is. I don't care, you're a content creator. I don't even know that's so freaking stupid. Like, I'm just a freaking dude, I don't care if you're rich. I'm not rich, but rich dudes have life happen. Poor dudes have life happen. Everybody has freaking life happen, And what's important, as far as I can tell, is realizing that there's somebody in your life that is more important to you than you are. There's somebody more important in your life to you than you are to you. And sometimes it takes having kids to realize that. Sometimes it takes being a part of something that is bigger than yourself to know and appreciate that. But wherever you are, whatever challenge or hardship that you're going through, you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. Z Patriot, good to see you, my man. Gen X, man, I cannot agree more. I wonder where the dogs went. Probably off stealing a bone. Hondo is out the freaking chain, man. He's such a pup. Oh, I hear him. They're not. No, they're in the house. God knows what they're tearing up. Larson. Right on. Life, man. That's what it's all about. And no matter, like, I look at the Stoker Casa. I started painting, right? Like last year I started painting. I've only got half my house painted. And I need to get the rest of it done. But I got some more, I got a log house. I got some more rot I need to take care of. I got a beauty band for my floor joist I got to cut out and replace. It's been on my list. Like, I have a really, really good pal here with a sawmill who cut me a belly band to replace it. It's been sitting in my garage drying, and I haven't had the chance to work on it. Why? Because I started working another freaking project, right? I started taking some trees down to work on something for the missus. Because Mrs. Stoker's fucking badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the best. And then that gets put on hold. Why? Well, because the heat, it got freaking hot. And then we got it going again, but then got put it on hold. Why? Because I got to start working on the back part of the property. Because life happens. And I had to get something big done up there for family. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always something that's going to change your plan. Like, it would be cliche to talk, well, Murphy, the best plan is all good until you get punched in the mouth. These things are all true. But I think when you're in the shit and you're going through it, like, those cliches don't help. Having pals stand behind you helps. Having somebody walking beside you, having somebody that you can talk to about your problems, the things that you're um, nervous about, that you're intimidated about, that you just don't want to talk about. Having somebody that you can confide in, that's not going to judge you, that's not going to look down on you, that may try to help you, like that. That's when you know, no matter how scary that situation is, that I and it sometimes it's not until you get through, but that's how you know. You know what I mean? Tony, man, believe me, brother, I know that, and I count you as a pal, long distance pal, man. But same is true. And there are a few people in my life. Actually, there's a lot of people in my life um, that I would get off this live stream right now and go do some sketchy shit without questions being asked. Probably more than would do it for me, and that's okay. Like, I'm thankful to have a few that I know that if I called, we could do some sketchy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a national forest right there. we can dig some holes. But all chewing aside, let me look down through here. Yeah, um, I feel you on. I used to chew a long time ago, and hell, I used to smoke cigarettes. Brother, I know you are. But I don't chew. Haven't chewed in a long time. Probably not since the my time in the Marine Corps when I was patrolling more. Nothing like a little chaw to keep you awake on a patrol. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, my man. I feel you, French. I feel you. I probably shouldn't use your real name there, Thundercock. Such a Thundercock. Gemini, my friend, always good to see you. I appreciate you so much, and hope you go kick some ass today. Wherever you got to work, give it your all. I quit smoking cigarettes once. Probably in, man, I smoked from the time I was like 14 to early 30s, and then quit when I was in between services. And then my house caught on fire. That kind of brought up some stress in life, and I picked it back up and smoked throughout my time in the Army. And I always had this goal that I was going to quit by the time I was 40, and didn't. And I finally was able to quit after I got out. And honestly, what did it for me, being able to quit, was getting some dental work done. And since then, like, I haven't wanted a cigarette since. So it's been, well, I say that, but sometimes I feel it, like I fucking want a cigarette, but I haven't. So I'm pretty proud of that. Right on, my man. Well, sometimes those positions come on us, and you just got to keep grinding and do what's best by you and those who are in your charge. That's all you can do when you're in a leadership position. You can't change what's up. Don't cast blame on what's up. You got to own it and rock it. So best of luck to you, and if anything I can do for you, my man, stokermatic@gmail.com. And honestly, that goes for anybody. Like, anybody who comes back after this is probably not going to make it this far in the live stream because they suck, and you all do not. So for all 65 of you who are on, stokermatic@gmail.com. Man, you hit me up, and I'm there for you in any way I possibly could be. Good evening, my man. Homestead Medical in the house. Always good to see you. My Bible is inside on my nightstand, and I have two. I have my computer that I'm looking at comments on, and so if I'm not making eye contact with you here, it's because I'm looking at the comments coming in, and I cannot. Unfortunately, I cannot recite Psalm 144, verse 1. If anybody wants to look that up and quote it in the comments, that would be bodacious. On that note, like, spirituality has been a huge part of my life. It's been kind of ebbs and flows, like as I'm sure it does with most people who are honest with themselves. But I do what I can to make sure that I stay rooted in whom I live and move and find my being in. Joseph, and also with you, my man, thank you so much. Awesome. Cinco, I promise to do my best to avoid a potty mouth, but sometimes it can't be avoided. Robert, man, that is awesome. So awesome to see. Oh, he loves the word bodacious. Man, that's awesome. Gabe, thank you so much for pasting that in there. Absolutely. Morgan, don't be a godless commie. Man, everywhere I look, man, there are commies to the left and commies to the right. It's like Chesty Puller being surrounded at Frozen Chosen. Everywhere he looked, all he could see was frickin' commies. Made him smile. So I did look at, so Z Patriot asked about looking at some federal work. I was actually doing an internship with the Forest Service when I was still up at JBLM. Had I stayed there, they have direct hire. I could have walked right in. Get down here, and I put in some applications. The problem with federal service is that unless you know somebody, like, it's a very long process. Unless you know somebody with a service that has direct hire, it can be a challenge, and it can be very hard, long patience game. I wouldn't mind going to work for the federal service, but actually I'm happy. I'm actually really happy with where I'm at. I do a lot of work with my hands. I'm just a blue collar dude, slinging nails and helping people fix stuff. Like right now, I'm working on a chimney that fell off somebody's house. Like, chimney fell off the freaking house, and I'm putting it back together. I loved it. I love it. Helping people in their homes and making it better. I gotta look back up through some of these comments. They are rolling in fast. I'm gonna try not to miss anything, and if I do, it's not intentional. Vermont, man, you know what? It's such a shame because Vermont has such a rich history, as do all the northeastern states. Tony, I moved here because my wife's family's here, and honestly, Northeast Georgia is not bad. Cost of living, honestly, is just like Washington. Like, home cost is about the same, food costs are the same, energy costs are about the same. The only thing that's a little bit cheaper is gasoline, but wages suck here. Like, it's ridiculous. And I stayed up in Tacoma area, man. I could have joined in a lot of money, but I don't care about that as much as I do having a good life that I can be proud of. So that's how I ended up in Northeast Georgia with family. Man, talking about commies up in Canada, and man, I've been watching it and I've been feeling it for you guys. It happens sometimes, and you know, you'd think a place like Northeast Georgia would be filled with um, God-fearing, dudes who are more conservative in nature. Um, but I think it attacks even the rural parts, like because everybody wants government to do their bidding, which means everybody wants a bigger government. It's just a matter of what do I want government to do or not do. And as far as I can tell, for quite some time, left and right has both been very nationalist in nature, very central government in nature, and that's why I've spent a little bit of time on the channel over the course of the past few months of talking about the founding fathers' views of government and quoting from them, especially the anti-federalists like Thomas Jefferson and Samuel Adams and so many others who knew what the danger was of a large centralized government. And like I make no bones about it, man. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a freaking conservative. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm just I guess, a constitutional kind of guy. Um, Even though I have some issues with some of the broad language in there. Yep. Slinging nails is not easy. Man, so many comments. I appreciate you guys so much. Ape LLC, good to see you, my man. Hope all is well. It's great to see you, sir. Rant, don't worry about it. I'm just leaning up here to read your comment. Colorado, dude, I feel you, man. I have some really good friends in Brighton, and it is crazy to see what the urban centers have done to the great state of Colorado. I think the only thing that you can do is the same thing that only I can do here, and that's what can I do with my community, my tribe, to do right by us and have some kind of an impact locally, you know, and at some point I need to get busy and go to some county commissioner meetings and start working on some stuff here. Absolutely, Larson. Absolutely. Hey, Two Alpha Solutions in the house, my man. Always good to see you. And I've been yapping my chain so much, I got to use my big lighter again. I'm a failure right now. So Powerful Preps asked me if I garden. Short answer is no. Long answer, I want to caveat that with is I have an area I just cleared so we can put up some gardens or put up a garden because I think it's important to continue to work the land with your hands and to provide for yourself. I've only been here at the current casa for about a year and a half, and it's been all about getting the structure of the house taken care of and getting some of the larger property taken care of. And now we're working in a building chicken coop, and we're gonna get some gardens going. OL 57 Daniel Defense or LWRC, dude. I'm not a brand, dude. Like my 300 is a Hodge. It's a Frankenstein. My 5.56 is a Frankenstein, and I have one better. I cannot wait to show you the best rifle setup that you can do for $1,000. I'm just reading through some comments, guys. Appreciate y'all's patience here. I know some of you guys are talking to each other, which is freaking awesome. And if I miss a question here, give it to me again here. Daniel says, Top, you just showed me a great example just now. If you're such a failure, then prepare to be victorious. Know what you're playing when you succeed. You know, and I'll tell you, like everybody knows that you have to struggle to get stronger. You have to struggle to get stronger. Like there's no two bones about it. Without struggle, you will not tear your muscle fibers, right? And we know this physically, but it's also mentally. So embrace the suck. Oh man, Doug, I'm not gonna spare it, dude. I got some good plans for wire on the coop as well as on the ground to keep dudes from digging in. Prepared citizens, my man. Always good to see you. You keep a lookout for some of these guys here in the near future. If it starts getting too dark, sun is going down, I can try to go hit up some lights. So just let me know if it is getting too dark. I'll take you with me. We'll go turn on some lights. Oh, I feel you, Doug. I'm gonna have the top all taken care of as well. Right on. Thanks for that feedback, Tony. So there's a lot of things in the shoot coming up for content. I got to do all my vehicle kits. I have a couple done. I just need to finish working on them. I was hoping to be able to use those as midweek videos, not for Sunday videos. But Sunday's my number one. So if I get backed up for anything, that's where those are going to go. I got some more freedom videos, right? Some more founding fathers videos and constitutional styled videos, and I got some thoughts on fortitude, right? That and those would definitely be a midweek. Any fortitude video will be a midweek video for sure. Yeah, we got a little system pushing through. Probably going to cause me to do some inside work tomorrow, but it's all good. Ape asks, that's a really good question. You know, and while I was in the military, I kind of shied away from doing weapons-related content. Like, I know it's all the rage, and funny thing, like I was just down at the local gun store today picking up some stuff, and it came out that I do content, and he was like, dude, anytime you want to take one of these, you know, we'll sponsor. You can borrow any weapon that we have here to go shoot, and you know, just drop a plug that this came from Top Gun here in Blairsville. So I'm appreciative of that, and I'll probably do some other stuff with him. And I didn't really start doing gun-related content until I got here. But I try to do more, and I have plans. Like I have a whole new setup for a moving target. I haven't been able to do it because life. Like this past Sunday's video, I've had that thing for 5, 6 months. Finally got around to doing it. I've been using it, but it just takes me a while to do some videos. I got a really good ghillie suit top, right, just for your head and shoulders, that this young man sent me, that he makes, and I have to do that. I want to do this for him specifically because he's a young man. He's an entrepreneur trying to make a go at it, and I want to try to support him as best as I can. But Ape asked a question about shooting more than 10 yards. Specifically with a pistol. So I don't do a lot of beyond 10 yards. Certainly, I don't know that I've ever trained more than 25 yards with any intensity, if that makes sense. I don't know how important it is to spend a lot of time beyond 10 or 15 yards. But I will say that if you can, once you've mastered a drill at 5 and 10 yards, and you are within the standard that you're looking for, Frontier Survival, always good to see you, my friend. Man, you're awesome. I'm so privileged and humbled to have you in the house, as well as everybody else. If you can set that out to 15 yards and get that to the standard that you're looking for, then back that up to 20 yards and get that to the standard that you're looking for, and then get it back to 25 and to the standard that you're looking for to the best that you can. There's some things that you're not going to be able to do at 25 yards, and that's cool, but I would put more emphasis on 10 yards and closer, because that's what statistics tell us about handgun engagements, right? It's all about the threes, just FBI statistics. So that's where I would spend probably 80% of my time, and then fine tune the rest of the 20% on working back. I'm gonna back up these comments a little bit just to make sure I didn't miss anything good. Daniel asked me about my favorite person in the Bible other than Jesus. It's a good question. Nobody in particular, but I'm drawn to those who have failed and have found redemption in spite of their failure, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much everybody, which is a good thing to remember. G-Ball Vision asked about something that I would like to acquire and work on in regards to preps. What is top on my list, like this is a no shit, top on my list to do. My breaker box here in the house is slam full. So what is on my list is to get some of my breakers sorted back out, doing some 2-in-1, so that I can free up enough space in order to throw a 30 amp RV outlet to the outside of the house, so that I can run a generator and feed the house. That's probably the number one thing, is because I'm on a well, and I need to be able to power that well, and without power I got no water. So I actually have two things. That, and the other thing I want to try to get done by fall anyways, is I actually have two wells on the property. One's an old and original bored well, and then the folks who built the home that I bought the house from, they put in a drilled well, but they left the bored well the guys that they hired to do the drilled well left the electrical and the plumbing on the board well. So I need to get all this resituated and sorted back up and put a hand pump on my board well. So that's water is my number one priority when it comes to preps. My relationship, I don't know how to answer that question, honestly. I'm a work in process, somebody who continues to try to walk humbly, do justly, in love and mercy. Twitter account, I have one. I don't use it, Z Patriot. I got on for a while and did some things, and I just wasn't overly happy. Like anybody else, it becomes super easy to become addicted to social media. And this has been my platform. This has been what I've been doing. So this is where I want to keep it. Robert, I appreciate you. Stay good, my friend. There's not much that Tony can't do. He has a hell of a story. Joseph, I appreciate you taking the time to be here, my friend. Boomstick, you were so true, my friend. I'm just trying to catch up on comments here, guys. I know we've had some folks come on and some folks who've left, and I'm super stoked for everybody who's here. Hawaii just said he read my SHTF field manual. Awesome, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Geek Tarded, thank you so much, my friend. That is extremely generous of you. Thank you. Again, let me know if it's getting too dark, and I can go try to turn on some lights. G-Ball asked me about Jason Sawyer. Jason Sawyer is an outstanding compadre. He lives about 20 miles, 20 minutes, 20 miles, whatever, away from me. We see each other pretty regularly. It's been a couple weeks since we've had breakfast. Probably need to go to breakfast next week with him and catch back up, get back up to his house. But he's just such a good, down-to-earth dude, man. I like him a lot. Yeah, I feel you on the reach. I get tired of creating stuff. Like I got a Telegram channel, and I mean it's cool to have some dudes to hang out with and talk some story with there. Maybe I'll reconsider it, but honestly, with working full time, So the content creation is not my job. Um, if it ever becomes my job, I'll probably spend a little bit more time, and maybe I should do more so that it could become my job. But man, if this thing becomes my job, then it's probably gonna become something that I don't like. And I would rather have I would rather have um, 4 quarters than 100 pennies. I would rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. I think there's a lot to that. Man, this thing is dying on me. Come on, baby. It is just really sucking. There we go. Like, anybody would be lying if they said that they didn't want a big channel, if they didn't want more of the stuff. But I've been doing this long enough to have gone ups and downs and stuff, and like I'm fine. I'm fine. Bad dream. So good to see you, my man. Oh, let's see. What was that? I've not been to Camp Roberts. I've talked to dudes at Camp Roberts, but I've not been there, and I've not been to Hunter. Um, but man, anything's possible. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Many rounds, you never know. Speaking of many rounds, man, I probably shot. I didn't. I mean, 100 rounds isn't much, but I probably shot 100 rounds in 15 minutes after I got home with my new toy. Yeah, D's nuts talking about, man, whatever your name is, like I'm gonna call it out. So that's not on me. That's on you. Um, yeah, I don't think. I don't know what's gonna happen about cans. What would be most in keeping, honestly, would be if this country would get over the idea that suppressors are for criminals. Like, keeps your hearing good. But it would be awesome if they got removed. If they can get rid of the NFA altogether, as far as I'm concerned. I'm really happy with my two pups. Man, they're doing so good. Um, it's always good to see dogs grow into who they are. Dogs are pretty awesome. Of course, I miss Riggs every day. Well, that dude is gone. We got 60 folks in here. I appreciate you much. I'll tell you, this is the thing. It's like I pushed out a short not long ago, which was a piece of a video I did talking about not using radios for communication in a contested environment. And everybody said, and this is the thing, even like with the title of this video, right? Everybody was like, so not everybody, so many people would just use a Faraday bag. Just use a Faraday bag to keep your comms in. The same people who say that are the same people who don't use Faraday bags. Like, going back to watching too many action movies, you can never watch too many 80s and 90s action movies. You can never watch too many of them. In fact, that's probably one of the biggest downfalls of young dudes growing up is they haven't watched enough. DJ, good to see you, my man. But these guys who say what to use or what to be afraid of are the same people who have no integrity, right? To do and to walk the life that they are advocating for. And that's what I don't ever want to. I don't ever want to advocate something that I'm not doing myself. And just because something is a good idea, it's never the right answer if you're not doing it. You got to check yourself. You can't be a hypocrite, and you have to live and walk with integrity. So, I've been asked by a ton of folks. I did a few land nav classes and some patrolling classes last year, and I did one private class this year. I had a class scheduled for this year, actually with Jason Sawyer, and after 6 weeks, we didn't have anybody sign up. Like, everybody says they want to do the thing, but nobody actually wants to do the thing. And I don't blame or hold anything against anybody. And things aren't always easy to do, and everybody has different distances and things to deal with. But I would just challenge you, regardless of where you're at, to find some dudes that you can do some stuff with. Whatever the things are, you need to find some dudes to do some things with. I'm gonna back up. I saw this thing clicking. So I'm gonna read back through, make sure I didn't miss any comments. Yeah, it's unfortunate to spend the extra $200, but I just did. And I am so happy with it. How are you going to contact others that cannot receive contact? Yes, if I'm reading you right, it's actually that's the thing. Like, I've never used radio communications within a squad. Right at the squad level, there is no radio comms, and that was kind of the point of that video. And I'm gonna try to get back into this idea of our over reliance and over. We think that comms are more important than what they are, and I'm not in the military anymore. I don't have a company that I can contact for support. I have comms that I have here, and I have comms up in my command post, and I have communications that I know where I can and cannot talk with, and who I can and cannot talk to here locally. But if things go contested, like that is not, I will use analog methods before I use radio. I guess that was the thing. G-Ball, I actually started another channel called Action Mojo, which was just a dedication to all things 80s and 90s action movies. The channel kind of flopped, whatever. Oh, dogs just heard something. They're going after something. I'm not going to yell for them. They'll come back. Jared, hell yeah. Sister Marie's Kitchen, man, so good to see you. I wish more people walked with integrity too. Michigan Silverback, I assume you're from Michigan. Semper Fi, my friend. So glad that you could be here. Man, you guys are coming in hot. This is awesome. I appreciate the comments. I'm trying to make sure I don't lose anything. Lots of yawn at the squad level, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Z Patriot. Good stuff. Scott, I feel you. Many rounds, man. I have cursed like a sailor, my friend. I have to watch that one again, DJ. Yep, 82nd. Good land of the Kool-Aid. Fa Flunky. Hello to you, sir. Hope you're doing good. Appreciate you. Red Dawn, we've been going live for an hour, my man. Always good to see you. Gene Hackman, man, what a crazy way for him and his wife to pass away. Such a legend. His favorite movie of mine, I think that he was in, not necessarily starring, was definitely Unforgiven. What a movie. Kind of sucked that it was long and slow, but very powerful movie. King of Arrakis getting lit. I don't even know what the hell that means. But, so I guess the answer is no. Let's see. We've talked a lot about fieldcraft videos that are coming up. Talked a little bit about some fortitude videos that are coming up. A little bit about some freedom videos. I kind of came up with those 3 F's within the last probably 3 or 4 weeks. As I was just thinking about the channel. What is my channel about? What do I want it to be about? What do I want to be able to communicate? There's some videos I do, honestly, that like everything that's fortitude based, everything that's virtue based. I mean, I really want to be, as much as I love hearing and talking to you all about values, virtues, and beliefs, it's honestly, it's those are more legacy based. Like, I really hope that my kids and grandkids watch those when they get old enough. But I also want to just talk story about the life that happens with me and hear the life that happens with you all, because no man is an island. And regardless of what we're going through, what we've been through, like, life is going to happen again. And seeing and hearing the stories of other folks breaking through is awesome. Solar flares, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that, but sometimes I ebb and flow on the news and digging into all the things. Like, no matter what it is, you can find an outlet that's going to feed you what you want to hear, right? You can find an outlet that's going to feed you what you. In fact, I would argue that most of the time we ask our own answers rather than asking a question. Does that make sense? We ask our own answers. And that's something that I've always had kind of in the forefront of my vision and my thinking. I don't want to simply find confirmation for what I already think is true. I want to be challenged. I want to be pushed and nudged and pulled, and I want to feel the friction about what I think I believe. Because I think going through that process, it makes you stronger. Like, and you may come to new assumptions, new beliefs. You may get clarification on things that you didn't know. So. I'm just reading some comments, folks. Just reading some comments. Yeah, there's a time, like even, there's a simple gesture of, taking your headgear off when I gather a group of troops together. And whether I was a first sergeant, whether I was a platoon sergeant, and I wanted to have a real conversation with some dudes. And I'd take him for a ruck, and we'd go out 8-10 miles and chit chat and talk story. And that's exactly what I would do, is just take my headgear off and say, dude, man, I'm Stoker. Let's talk. Let's be real with one another. Hobbies, DJ, man, good question. My hobby lately has been cutting trees down, pushing dirt, and leveling a bunch of land here. That has taken up so much of my time. Like every weekend and part of every weekday after work has been cutting big trees down and pushing a lot of dirt. Hopefully I can get back to some of the things that I enjoy. I love to read. I love playing my guitar and writing songs. It's been too long since I've written a song, and I don't play as much as I should or as much as I want to. I really need to find some dudes to play with. It's always just like going to the gym, right? It's easier to do it when you have somebody to do it with you. Just don't have anybody right now. I do a lot of hiking with the missus and spending time outside. I got Hondo sitting next to me on the porch. I got Harley down below. So I spend a lot of time with the pups. Just scrolling back up, making sure I didn't miss anything. I do a little bit of woodworking. I mean, I do woodworking for a living. Been making my wife some stuff. I made her an outhouse for her gnomes out front. It's a full working outhouse for her gnomes. So dumb. That's how I know I'm getting old, because I found such pleasure in that. Jared asks what year I retired. Just want to have some idea of your age group. I mean, I was born in '76. It tells you my age group. But I had 8 years break in service. So I was in the Marine Corps from '95 to '03. I got out, was a nasty civilian until 2010, and then I went back into the Army, and then got out in 2023. So, I missed the Gulf War. Like, I did get, because I went in '95, Jared. I got the Fire Watch ribbon, as my drill instructor said. You nasty little dirtbags getting the Fire Watch ribbon. It's national defense. Um, so I have a star on that, but I didn't do anything to actually earn it other than serve. Range time is more fun with friends. Like, I was shooting with my son. We plinked off a couple hundred rounds when I got home. Yeah, it was pretty badass. Dustin, man, I appreciate you. I am going to try to get a class scheduled next month, I think. And I've had some dudes hit me up via email, and I'll say the best way to keep in contact with a public class that I schedule will be through the channel, but also at stokermatic.com. If you sign up there, like, I don't send out a ton of emails. In fact, I used to every week send out an email for new videos that came out, and then I just felt like I was selling out doing that shit. So now I don't push any emails out to that email chain. But I do when I schedule a class. So guaranteed, if you don't want to miss a notification on a public class, would be to go to stokermatic.com and sign up there for notifications, because YouTube is what it is. You know, I deal with the same stuff. I'm subscribed to a few channels, and you know, you hit the notification bell, but you don't always get notified. But stokermatic.com is the number one way to make sure that you're good to go. If you want a private class, I can do that too. I would prefer a few dudes more than just one, but we'll see. Let's see. I do need to start reloading. I would really like to work on getting a setup for my 300 because I would really like to dial that in better than what I'm getting. But we'll see. I got some other stuff on the plate I need to take care of before that. But that is definitely on the list to start reloading. A little investment of time and resources and getting things set up, but I just bought a ton of rounds, so I'm good for now. The real skill of a man is not just to be great at war with the whole earth, yet also to teach. And that's pretty good. I find as I look around, and I'm so, I was in Hawaii, stationed there as a sergeant and a staff sergeant, and one of my neighbors, I actually had a couple neighbors. We lived on base, and we were pretty good friends. As you know, on post housing is going to happen. You know, you have block parties and people get pretty tight. One of my neighbors was crazy. He went nuts and shot up some stuff. Got chased by the MPs. But my other neighbor was much more regular. He had his dad in town one day, and we had some supper. And I remember we were talking, and at this time, you know, I was young, early 30s, kind of an asshole NCO, and I said something about the younger generation being a bunch of pussies or something, right? He's like, dude, let me tell you something. So he's been working in some kind of metal fabrication shop for 30 years, right? He says, as far as I can tell, technology changes, but humanity does not. And that really sat with me, and I've thought about that for a long time. And I started piecing together other conversations that I've heard over the years. You know, I could talk to my dad. I could talk to, especially decades ago, some World War II vets who would talk about nothing but pride about the young servicemen and women who volunteered to serve our nation, and how proud they were of them, and how awesome and how much better, and all of these things. And it just really started to sit with me as I continued to reshape how I viewed those who were in my charge, right? Brent, dude, so awesome to see you. Man, we've been on for 70 minutes, but for you, man, we just got started. I started to rethink, retool, and refit how I viewed gener- genera- gener- generationally, whatever. I'm trying to make up a word that I can't. Um, but I started to realize that I think that dude was, the older gentleman was right on point. That what makes people people hasn't really changed. Like there's one of my younger NCOs who was a corporal when I got out. He had won his Soldier of the Year competition. He just became a sergeant. Man, I'm so stoked for him. He really needed some boot in the ass because it should have happened quicker. But man, he was a stud. And I think about a lot of the other studs that were out there kicking ass and taking names, right? And people are people. And it becomes easy to forget that in the mass of all the shit that's coming at us online, that um, society, the 2% or less of the society is defining us, and it's not. There are so many people around us to our left and to our right that are freaking kicking ass and doing what they need to do to take care of themselves and their families, their kids, their spouses, and their communities. And it becomes a lot to take for granted. So I'm just super stoked about dudes that are out there. Man, I gotta scroll back up. Oh, Red Dawn, you bet your ass. I see your question. I'm gonna scroll back up, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, yep. Red Dawn, do I think that there's anything more needed than 5.56 9mm in my man? The answer is yes, and I am so stoked. I don't want to give it away, but I'm telling you that the number one tool when it comes to firearms, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, is not either 5.56 or 9mm. Man, I'm so stoked for this. It's gonna be badass. Man, there's so many folks with YouTube channels that are in the chat. And if you see them by name, you probably know that they have a channel, like Modern Frontiersmen and so many others. I would just so encourage you all to enlarge your vision on what's out there on YouTube, because there's so many good dudes out there that aren't just trying to make clickbait stuff to grow. Like, yes, the Grand Thumbs are out there, and all the other dudes that are out there with these big channels that are overproduced and all the shit. And some of them are older, some of them are younger, whatever. But so many good dudes with so many different channels that are out there, and most of them we don't even know about. Gen X, man, don't not work. Brent, salute you, sir. Old Thundercock buying some stuff. 1911, man. I had a friend ask me today if I knew anybody who was in love with 1911, and I am. But I asked him what he had. He's got one he wants to sell, and I asked him if it was silver, and he said yes. I was like, no. I don't want a freaking chrome-plated fucking 1911. Too old for that shit. I actually had in mind. I got well. There I went reaching for it, but I'm on YouTube Live, and if I pull out my pistol, it's probably gonna flag everything. It would shut it down. But I just wanted to do maintenance. Like, I don't conceal carry. Like I carry on my hip, and I work with it on, and it gets dirty. And man, I have to clean this thing like sometimes 3 times a week. Because there's sawdust and there's dirt and there's mud and there's literally shit from septic tanks that's flying all over the place. And man, you gotta take care of your weapons. Man, you damn straight. Some of them just need to go make some more fucking content. Man, you all are flying in these comments. Destin, I don't know what you mean by tier 2 channel, but I'll take your word for it. The Practical Rifleman, man, I appreciate that comment so much. And there's a lot of dudes that I don't always agree with. There's a young man who's a little bit further east than I am with an up-and-coming channel. I think he's been doing content for about 3 years. And honestly, I don't like his channel, but it keeps coming up. I'm not subscribed to him. I don't agree with him on a lot of things and approach, but I appreciate that he wants to try to impart what he knows to other people as well. And there's something to that. Like, I had a old first sergeant. Dude, Thundercock, I see you sent me a message, but I can't look at it right now. I'll get it to it later. This old first sergeant, badass dude, badass first sergeant Jenkins. He said, there's many ways to make eggs. What I asked for you to do is make me some eggs. I don't care if they're scrambled. I don't care if it's an omelet. I don't care if it's over easy, over hard. Just make me some freaking eggs. I can't remember what the task was at the time, but that sat with me. There's so many ways to do things. And I learned as a first sergeant that maybe I started to learn it as a platoon sergeant, because certainly as a young NCO, what I wanted was if you freaking knuckleheads would just do what I tell you to do and do it the way I want you to do it, then everything would be fine, right? I just needed a bunch of mini-me's. That was my attitude as a younger NCO. But the more I grew, the more I realized that what I really want from those who are in my charge was for them to be the best that they could be, that they had different competencies. As long as their attributes were what they needed to be, right? Attributes is what you are, competencies is what you can do. As long as their attributes were right, I just wanted their competencies to get honed and to be sharpened. And if they could become the best version of them, then we were going to get somewhere. So I appreciate that comment, and I try to live by it. And dude, if I say something stupid, tell me. Let's see. So many comments. Cool boy. Dano, appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you. Okay, I got you. No, yeah, tier two. I knew you didn't mean it was derogatory. I got you. I got you. Yeah, man, those dudes are so, and there's so many of guys that are just like that. Whether it's Brent, Randall, and Modern Frontiersmen, and so many others who are just pushing out so much good content. I feel you. Z Patriot. The funny thing about mentors is that too many times I had to challenge some of my peers in the military because what they wanted was to be the mentor for somebody else, right? They thought that that the mentor chose the mentee, right? You will listen to me. I am the mentor. Um, but it's a weird, paradoxical, reverse thing where uh, the mentee chooses the mentor. Just something to chew on. Yeah, man. Like, and I'm all about. I mean, I have in the past, like I have. I guess use some points of friction on the channel that I've had with some other folks. Yeah, Gen X. The beard has been a thing for a while now, and sometimes I feel like shaving. To be honest with you, and I'm like, nah, I can't do it. Um, I think it's okay. Here's what I think when it comes to tearing people down or whatever. And I never want to tear a person down. I have no problem sharing um, thoughts that may be in friction to what somebody else has said. Like, it's not about somebody; it's about what somebody may have said. Um, and here's the reason why. Because I believe, as far as I can tell, that if I cast a stone, let's take a completely separate topic than what my channel is about, what most of my channel is about, right? If I wanted to critique a leftist point of view, as an example, no, all I'm going to be talking to are people who are going to shake their head, right, and say, "You dang right, you dang right, you dang right, you dang right." Um, but nobody's going to change their mind because I critique a lefty in their point of view. But if I critique um, uh, somebody who may share some of the way I see things, that can actually be heard, right? It won't be heard if somebody takes it as an attack against a person and not a position, which is what we should critique, right? Is a position, not necessarily a person. But it's like to go back to we had some stuff in the comments earlier about the Bible. If you look at prophets, right? Prophets in the Bible, Old Testament prophets, they spoke to their community, and they said to their community, "You are not living right. You need to walk humbly, to do justly, and to love mercy." Right? Does that make sense? And so I think we need to speak to ourselves and to make us sharper, right? Iron sharpens iron. Iron can only sharpen iron with a little bit of friction. So I hope that makes sense. Man, I gotta scroll up. So many comments. Man, I love this. To all of those of you who are going to bed, good night. Appreciate you hanging out. To those of you who've come on in the last 15 or so minutes, good morning. Welcome aboard. Oh. Pops, man, good to see you. Dude, and don't worry about your channel, man. Just enjoy doing it, honestly. Like if you want it to get big, you can probably make it get big, but I think if you do what you love, it'll all work out just fine. Mike says he's ran frame and cruise most of his life. Thank you. When you let guys figure out a problem for themselves, you will learn something once in a while. Absolutely. And I love, I don't love so much doing new construction. We're just working on a new house, and we still are. But what I really love is structural repair work. And some of it has been pretty intensive, and some of it not so much. But what I love most about it is taking something that's fallen apart, like this chimney I'm working on now. Had rock all the way around it, and it wasn't flashed right, and so it completely fell off. And having to go back in and gut out all the bad studs and headers and joists that got to be sistered and all that stuff. Figuring out problems, right? Looking at a problem and figuring out solutions that's not just going to meet code, but that's going to make sure that whoever owns the house, that their kids or their grandkids shouldn't have to worry about the same thing, because we're not going to cut corners. That's what I love. Doug, adios amigo. Yes, sir. Daniel, I appreciate that. John, great question. It's been a point of conversation. I'm getting sidetracked looking at Brent's. Man, my grandfather was I'm going to come back to the militias. My grandfather was a cabinet maker back in the 40s, late 40s, right after World War II, and the 50s in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And my dad learned from him and was a cabinet maker. I am not a cabinet maker. I'm not a 30-second kind of guy. I try to do the best I can, but sometimes I take the line and sometimes I don't. Militias. The problem with militias as a word is when I look back through history, militias were owned. Take that word for however you want. People reported to people in the earliest militias, like they weren't all a bunch of private dudes ignoring all the other private dudes in their communities. Like it was a city, a community, and a state that got together. So there was a lot of accountability there that is much lacking today. Getting rid of that word militia, is there value in dudes getting together? Yes, absolutely. And I think having a small tribe of guys that hold each other accountable and being involved with each other's lives and in being involved with the local community, right? Being involved in your city and in your county. So going to your council meetings, is important, and voicing concern. Like if you had 6 or 7 dudes that you were pals with and that you did life with, and you all went to a council meeting together and you raised a united voice, that's much stronger than one voice. Like the one thing I want to do in my county is push to get rid of these freaking flock security cameras. They absolutely irritate me to have a private organization leasing cameras for law enforcement purposes. Absolutely chaps my ass. But nobody's ever going to know if I don't go to the county meetings and if I don't talk to the sheriff and get involved in raising concerns, right? It's just never going to happen. Brent, you cannot retire now. I haven't retired yet full time, so you can't either. John, I hope that helps out a little bit. Oh, Gabriel, man, I appreciate you too. Adios, amigo. You hung out for a long time. Brent, that's the one thing about my house that I don't like. Like, I love everything about my house. Everything. I've got 10,000 acres of national forest on my backyard. Perfect. I'm so blessed. I have my house, and I know the person who built it, and I have a separate 3-car garage, and I have a shop. Like, so much awesomeness on a couple acres. The one thing I hate is I have a highway. Well, it's not a highway. It is not a highway. It's a road about 300 yards that way that gets used more than I would like it to be used. But I'm not going to move unless I find something that fits all the boxes. So that's the noise. Cars. It's not drones, it's cars. Red Down, I feel you, man. Yeah. I'm not worried about labels. Like, I'm more worried about when folks are worried about labels. Modern Frontiersman, man, you are so true. Everybody wants to voice a problem and not voice a freaking solution, not be a part of a solution. So frustrating. Dude, I would love suppressors and SBRs being removed, you know. We'll see. Boomer, I appreciate you as well, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. It means the world to chit chat and talk story here. Well, it's not 300 yards, but sometimes dudes drive fast. And the way the noise travels really weird here. It's one of the reasons why I did so much work up in the shop, um, so I could work like where my studio's at, so I can try to eliminate that. Probably this fall, I'm gonna do a lot of cuttings and try to beef up some of the vegetation along the road. We'll see. And Brent, by the way, man, I know that you got close to me last year, I think, up in Tennessee. Man, if you make your way here, you got to hit me up. And the same, you are off the beaten path when I make my way to Texas, but if I can, I will stop by and see you. Marmal. Oh, talking about Arkansas. I if the original structure here was a log cabin, or is a log cabin. The trees were actually harvested from the property here. The guy who built it set up a sawmill up the hill. Some smaller trees for the main cabin, and most people in my county are what they call halfbacks, right? They're dudes who went from New York down to Florida, and then they moved half back to New York, so they settled up in northeast Georgia. The guy who built this house was the same, and then he built the house in '83. In '87, he did a couple additions, but he was a custom home builder down in Florida. He did a pretty good job, but you know, water has a way of making things go bad, so that's kind of been my focus. Man, we can talk some logistics. Good stuff. I'm glad to see you guys connecting there. I actually have more people on now than I think we've had for the last hour and a half. It's so awesome to see everybody come in and hang out and chew the fat, right? And talk some story. Some of these are probably bots, like whatever. But that's right. Man, I'm so stoked. As always, like I have a lot of content that's in the shoot. Some of it is fieldcraft related. Some of it is fortitude related, virtue based, right? And some of it is freedom related. Talking story about Constitution, founding fathers, and some changes that should probably happen. But if you all watching now have some content that you think needs to be in the shoot, make sure you drop something in, and I'll do everything I can to oblige. French, I appreciate you, my man. Always have, always will. You're one of the few. Mike Roach, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I think ours started more square and then kind of got elongated. John, some dog training content, man. I feel you. I'll probably try to interweave some of it. Sometimes it's hard. Like I get out and I do stuff like all the time. A few times I have a camera with me. Most of the time I do not. Same is true with my dogs. Like when I have them, I just want to be focused on them. Like, and it's been hard. Like I've wanted to do more content on some repair work around the house. And, you know, I did some stuff with the well, and I did some stuff with some painting and taking care of some rot. And I want to do some more, but like when I'm doing the stuff, sometimes afterwards I'm like, damn, I should have filmed that. I need to do a better job of doing that. So I'll try. Missouri, survival. No worries, my friend. I appreciate you so much for stopping by. Brent, I bet you don't have that much in the can. I bet it's out of the can. Babysat a German Shepherd, and it was a lot, yeah. You know, funny thing, like all dogs are different. Like Riggs was a ball and a stick hog, and Hondo and Harley are not. They could give two shits about balls or sticks. And Harley, I got a little bit older as a pup. And he has a different mentality than Hondo wants, just like Riggs. They both want to do the thing, whatever that thing is. They both want to do the thing, and Harley it certainly is there. It's just not quite as driven in that same way. Um, they want to serve, and so finding it can be so simple. Like my wife was having a problem letting them out because they both come out together. Both my German Shepherds, they come out together. They run down the stairs. They run out into the yard, and they circle. Right? Um, they're doing their thing because it's their castle, right? But they would just rush and barge out, and so I turned getting outside into a task, right? It's not just a thing that you do, it's a thing that I want you to do when I want you to do it. And so I had to make them start sitting inside before I opened the door to our screened porch. And then they move to that door and they sit. They could nudge it open with their noses and their heads, but I had to make them stop and sit and stay as I open the door. Like they just want to go, but I made them sit and stay as I open the door, and only when I give them command free are they allowed then to exit. And then they go do their reconnaissance and security patrol, right? Looking for squirrels and shit. Um, but honestly, it's little things like that, and little things like getting them out into the national forest as much as I can. Like I had rigs out so much. The ridge line is a mile to my north, and I walked with rigs up to the ridge line. Our last big expedition. He was so good. He would always walk behind me as we went out, and then walk in front of me on the way back. Again, we walked a mile up to the ridge, and along the way, I was doing some reconnaissance for myself, trying to plan because I'm trying to build a trail going up. And so I stopped at a few trees, right, and I lingered at a few trees going up, and I marked a few trees going up with some flagging tape. But we'd spent so much time, we'll call it 5 and 25s, right, around the property, because I want them all to know that there's certain places where I go most often. I want them to know the area so that they know how to get back home. I can tell Hondo now to go home, and he knows, regardless of where we at, how to get home. But Riggs was different. He was a little older, a little wiser, a little more mature. So we're up, having stopped a few and lingered a few places along the way to flag some trees, that from a mile away, he walked us back and stopped at tree, sniffed around, went to the next tree, and walked us all the way back from tree to tree for a mile. And then these trees were 75 to 100 meters apart. But man, he followed that scent all the way back. They want to work. They do. They want to work. Squirrel. Well, Mike, I appreciate that, man. I try to be a good dude. Misfits, best to you, my friend. Appreciate you. Joseph, down in Augusta, right on. Okay, I mean, that's not too far away. Man, y'all got jacked up with Helene. I hope everything is back up and running and working smoothly down there. Had a lot of moving pieces and parts pushing out from here towards your way and ways north. Britt, Clark talks about the lady training for scent, obedience, protection, and everything else. That's good stuff. Yeah, I'm actually gonna build a. This has been on my list. I just need to freaking do it. I'm gonna build a little platform for my dogs and start working some scent training. Dude, my dogs are freaking Joseph, man. My dogs are so. It, it was interesting to watch them emerge into the guardians that they are now. Like they hear something out there and they start going freaking berserk. Um, Gabe, who was in the chat earlier, if you've been on for a while, you probably saw Gabe Morris leaving some comments. He helped me work on the property here, taking some trees down. He's a sawyer. It took him like probably 4 times being here before the dogs would be all right with him. John, my God, John, dude, it is so good to see you, man. I am so humbled that our paths crossed. Like I cannot begin to tell you. Having you come up to train and spend some time up here and to talk story. Um, yeah, I don't know what it is. It just kind of hit hard. You're a good dude, man, and I appreciate you so much. So good to see you here. Yeah, we were fortunate. Joseph, the original storm path had Helene coming right over the top of us, and it went off to the east, and unfortunately went towards you and hooked back into everybody else. But we were extremely fortunate. Brent, I see you. I see you. Um, I can't answer because I'm actually live streaming from my phone. um, I don't know if I meant something here. Okay, yeah, will do, dude. I will. Absolutely, I will do. Uh, I'm gonna give a shout out to Brent Dean here for all 55 who are now on the stream with us. Brent has been and continues to be one of 2 dudes with the absolute biggest support, and are so quiet about it too. And man, I'm so grateful and humbled by what you do and what you continue to do month after month. Man, you're honestly like there's 53 dudes here now, and nobody who comes in here off a fresh start is going to make it here this long. YouTube is so whack. I talked about this at the end of the year last year, but YouTube is so whack. Like if I look at my analytics, and you try to map out like monetization, like it never makes sense. Like view count can skyrocket, watch time can skyrocket, and it has. But monetization never stays the course, right? But through channel memberships and with dudes like Brent, like it's been able to for me to be able to keep making this make sense. Two Alpha Solutions, Jared, dude, and I'm sorry, man. When I went up to get my daughter, it just timing didn't work out to be able to stop with you this time. I hope I can next time, or just come up to fucking see you, like without an excuse. Um, that'll be awesome. What's crazy is I've got a video saved on my from us last year talking about cracking. I'm gonna try to release that soon. Wood Nation, I appreciate that, and odds are you're not. I mean, you're not alone. Um, yeah, I don't know what that shit is. Um, I just here I am, and I part of me wants to do more navigation stuff. In new ways, um, like, and I will. Um, it's just so much, so much life happens. You know. Um, Again, because it's just us now, and we can talk some real shit. Um, I've got two older. My youngest kid is a sophomore. She's getting ready to be a junior in college. Um, my older two are. My oldest is a daughter. Has a baby. My son's making a stake at it now here, doing some landscaping and some handyman work. I'm pretty stoked for him. But my two oldest for sure they've run me and Mrs. Stoker through the ringer. Sometimes the people you love, you got to make hard decisions. You know what I'm saying? But for a while, we had everybody here. My son-in-law was transitioning into the company he's working for now, being a generator mechanic for a pretty big company, and is doing well. They just moved to South Carolina, just outside of Greenville, and we had them. My son lives on the property, doing some stuff, not in the house. But my daughter, I got one grandbaby, and she had a miscarriage, so it was a pretty hard time for her and for all of us. And things just been really crazy and hectic here for past couple months. Like, yeah, it's been crazy. Let me scroll back up. I think honestly, we're me and Mrs. Stoker, we were super fortunate that we never had any major complications with any of her pregnancies. Um, Number one, she was a Nick baby for about a week and a half before we were able to bring her home, and that sucked. Of course, my youngest had she was, fuck man, she was in a coma for a week. Um, After she was probably 13 at the time, and that was tough. But I think in all that time, like there's some things that life happens to so many people that you kind of take some stuff for granted. But even her having the miscarriage, like man, that fucked my world up. Yeah, as a grandpa, like I'm not even the mom or the dad, that really screwed me up. I'm gonna scroll back up, catch up on. Oh, Joseph, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, good stuff. Right on. Yeah, Jared, man, you're always welcome here, my friend. Always. You wouldn't even recognize a place with as many trees as I've taken down. Ah, Gen X. I think I know what content you're talking about. Okay, Mike, I feel you. So I mean, I have a lot of Dead Reckoning content. Um, in my land nav playlist. But I will definitely do some more. Oh man, some lights, more lights just went on. You know, I used to watch Jen. I used to watch his stuff, and I stopped for a while. And Brent, I don't even spy on his shit anymore. Let me. I missed some stuff here. Okay. Coffee. Yes, I will do. Brent, you want Dead Reckoning content? Let me know. Making me smile there, Brent. Top for #1. So you know, Joseph, that's yeah, yes. I was hanging out with some dudes, and I still do. But I'm gonna shift in a little bit of directions here when it comes to community here. Yeah, G-Ball, man, you're so true. I'm just catching up on comments, guys. Shit, Brent, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. All right, Jared, my man, I appreciate you. Yeah, we'll catch up. Send me pictures of where those melons went down. Clark, do I teach extra for second lieutenants? No, man, their shit's on the house. So somebody's got to help them out. Oh man, Gen X, it hurts me so much to hear that. I have a really good friend here. He's one of my pals, and they're a little bit younger than me and Mrs. Stoker, but we've been spending a lot of time with each other, and she's had a miscarriage as well. And it's just so, it fucking sucks. And the what especially what the mom goes through, the questioning, you know, the deep spiritual questions that are asked is so tough. Damn, you graduated high school in '76? Man, that's when I was born. Dustin, I appreciate that. Yeah, I want to do some more similar related content as well to that. Um, like when I talk to dudes who want to send me shit to review, like I can't promise a timeline, but that is on the list. I appreciate that. Oh, Joseph, I hate to hear that. Yeah. Leave it to the end to have the most real talk of the conversation, and probably the realest talk that could have happened. Not from me, from you all in the comments, man. I said it before that the magic to any thing that I may put out is not even fucking me, man. It's what happens in the comments, and folks encouraging and building one another up. And I take pride in that, even in those videos where I have been a little bit of a friction point to somebody else's message. You know, they're folks coming in and flooding and hating. You know, whatever. It's a fucking free country. But what I love the most about folks who intentionally choose to hang out here is exactly what just happened in the comments. Folks sharing life and empathy that is real happening. Like that's fucking, that's what it's all about. So, to hell with all of them. So true, many rounds. My friends, it has been an hour and 20 freaking minutes, and I appreciate so many folks who have come in and talk story, and being able to talk story with you guys and to watch you all share and encourage one another. I got to go to work in the morning, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do for Sunday. So, well, that's fucking your fault, man. It's my fault for not texting you. I'll text you next time. Um, I'm gonna let y'all go. Um, I can't do that, Gen X. Man, you take care as well, man. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in, hanging out. Whether you've been on for 2 minutes or whether you've been on for an hour and 20 minutes, man. You guys have been awesome. Joseph Allen, where are you at? G-Ball, good to see you as well. Mike Roach, good night, my friend. Britt, I will definitely stay safe. You do that same as well. Joseph Allen, man, you can send me an email at stokermatic@gmail.com. Man, if you're local, man, we can talk some story. Northern Alabama, right on? Absolutely, Gen X. Appreciate you. Good night, Dustin. I appreciate you. Just gonna hang on for a second before I get out of here. Oh, that's right. You said that, man. I suck. So many names, Joseph. Gnostic, good to see you, my friend. Good night. Um, Sometimes I can't keep all the names right in my head here as it comes through. Robert Ham, my friend. Adios, muchacho. Hell yeah, Z Patriot. Mike Roach, man, you be all right. Get this beautiful country out there. Unless you're on Yakima, then it fucking sucks. BBB. Yeah, it does. Coming tears don't help either. Oh, shit. Thank you, my friend. So much. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I see you. Up in Yelm, huh? Good shit. I didn't live far from you when I was in Olympia and Tacoma area. To Compton. All right, my friends. I'm gonna sign out. Oh damn, dude! I'm gonna kick your ass. You son of a bitch. Brent, we're gonna go round and round, my friend. You do too much. You do way too much. Oh, dogs are chasing something again. I'll have to go get them. I can't even believe you fucking did that with the stoke thing there, too. I appreciate you sharing that, Todd. All right, my friends. I'm gonna pop smoke. It's time to do the mow. Catch you on the other side. Keep your head on a swivel. Till then, you stay out there, keep grinding, and you stay stoked. This will work. I'm trying to fucking sign out. Here we go. Adios,